It can be hard to have any awareness of the memories you've forgotten until years later when you find yourself revisiting places and all of a sudden the memories start trickling back to the front of your mind. Revisiting places can be both a portal to a past and a way to illuminate one's own personal evolution through time. The last time I was here, it was just to take a moment to relax after climbing that mountain, Mount Moresby, the tallest in the archipelago. Back then, there was no trail up it, and the terrain is incredibly steep. So, to help assure myself an ascent with Frank, we packed extremely light and bivvied in the Alpine. It had been a long day finding a route which I could help Frank up. He's a 70-pound dog, so there's no stuffing him in a backpack or my jacket. The mountains he has climbed, he's done on his own, with no more than a boost for me up to the next ledge. That trip will always be a highlight of our adventures together, but seeing the mountain again is filling in so many details I had forgotten. It feels like yesterday, and yet a lifetime ago. We're almost 8 years older now, and Frank is long retired from big walks and alpine summits. I see the world not as an eager adventurer chomping at the bit, but rather a devoted caregiver to a senior dog who has given me the best years of my life. And despite his age and mobility issues, those best years are still unfolding because it was never really about the adventures, but rather the connection we share and a love that has only grown stronger over the years. It's a blessing to still have Frank by my side, and I'm grateful for the lessons he has taught me through our changing life and adventures together. So now we have found ourselves back here, seeing it again with new eyes, about to share a day on the lake which will become another fond memory tied to this place. Good morning. We are going paddling today. I have the board in kayak mode and Frank is coming with us. I have wrapped his foot especially well. I put a glove on, taped it on, and he's due for a change. So if it gets wet, which it likely will at some point, when we get back, I'll just change it so that Frank can enjoy the day with us. Today is the warmest day in the forecast for the next 2 weeks and the warmest day we've had since we've been here together. So it's a great day to go paddling. It is a beautiful lake. There is a mountain I have been to the top of. And yeah, it's been a great morning so far. Really nice, relaxed, slowly getting ready, which has been easier now that it's the second time. Flossie is looking pretty ready. Kayak mode also. We got arms out. And we're gonna go enjoy a nice casual paddle around the lake, see what we can find. Wait, go back. Stop. Yeah, that's it. This is AG1. It's a really tasty part of my daily routine and the sponsor for today's video. It makes me feel great in so many ways, one of them being energy. As you might be aware, especially if you watched my video about the ins and outs of YouTube, I have a pretty demanding lifestyle and I want to keep up with myself and all the things I want to do. So AG1 just gives me way more energy. I feel more energy. I feel like clearer, smoother energy, but I'm not alone in that. Research studies have shown that 97% of participants feel more energy after 30 days of drinking AG1, which is huge. It's so easy to prepare. You just put 8 to 12 ounces of water in the bottle and then either 1 scoop or 1 pouch of AG1, shake and enjoy. It contains over 75 different vitamins and minerals and whole foods sourced ingredients that work together to create something that's more beneficial than the individual ingredients on their own. And it really does help support things like your energy, your gut health and digestion, as well as your hormones and nervous system. It's just a really easy, tasty part of my daily routine, and I think you'd probably like it as well. To give AG1 a try, click the link in the description below or scan this QR code here on the screen. And when you do that, not only does it help support the channel, which I appreciate, but more importantly, you're gonna get a welcome kit that includes a canister, this metal scoop, the shaker, 5 of these travel packs, so you make it really easy if you're on the go to always have your AG1 with you, as well as a year's supply of vitamin D3 K2 drops designed to work together with AG1. So thanks again to AG1 for sponsoring this video, and make sure to check out the link below to give it a try yourself. Go ahead, bud. Up. Nice, buddy. Yeah, we're gonna take you on an adventure. We're gonna take you on an adventure out here, paddling down there. This summer I adopted Frank. I was working in adventure tourism for a company that rented paddle boards. From our first week together, we were getting out on the water and paddling on the lakes, in the estuary, and down the lower stretches of the Squamish River. Frank trusted me from the get-go and loved to be out on the water, although back in those days, he would walk all around the board, between my legs, and even ride up on the nose of the board. After that job ended, we no longer had access to a paddleboard, and it wasn't until just a couple years ago when I could finally afford to buy us one thanks to this channel and our supportive viewers. So much time had passed since our first SEP season together, and now having this board means so much more than I could have ever imagined. It's our gateway to active adventures together. I can do all the work for both of us, and Frank can kick back and enjoy the sights and sniffs of new places. We can access places we otherwise would not be able to, quiet places away from cars and buildings. We can get away from our van, and in a way, life together feels like it did before Frank's arthritis took hold and his mobility dwindled. This board is freedom from the weight of an aging dog. You look like you're paddling for pleasure and not for speed.
Correct.
And that's the game we're playing today. We're just paddle, paddle, drift. Paddle, 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 drift. Drift, paddle, paddle, drift. Really nice. Really leisurely. Just checking out cool trees and going around little islands and yeah, just faffing about on the water.
Hi, buddy. Oh, an old oven. Well, it's sad it's been trashed, but it's super cool. I mean, not trashed, but like...
I'm going to tell you every time I paddle how much I love these booties. Ooh, a rock. You don't need to come with us. We've come to this little limestone nook for lunch. We're just tied together around that tree, so there's no effort. We can just float and...
Snack.
And Frank is cleaning himself in the board because water. And we're out of the wind, which is picked up at this end of the lake. So we're in a nice little sheltered nook, and we're out of the sun because we're both getting a huge dose of sun today. And it's really nice to take lunch in the shade so we don't burn. Frank, I've brought something for you as well.
What's that?
This has been a great lunch spot, Frank. I'm glad you enjoyed your treat. And we shall go... Oh, you're gonna clean my feet? Thank you! It just like surfed a bit. Oh.
Uh-oh. You're running around. Oh no.
And now I'm getting very wet. With Flossie's time on Haida Gwaii nearing its end, we only enjoyed one day at that lake, mostly just because it was easy access for Frank to get to the water and it was perfect weather to take him paddling. But then we moved camp to a location next to the ocean for both more paddling, but more importantly, somewhere that Flossie could enjoy free diving and swimming. While I selected an optimal location that gave us good views, open sky for Starlink, and lush grass for Frank to lounge in, Flossie had driven out to the point to make the most of a low tide and see what lay below the ocean's surface. I learned from Flossie that freediving at low tide is preferred because more of the bottom will be accessible on a single breath. And if you want to see that underwater footage, you'll have to check out Flossie's channel. I had launched my drone after getting set up and decided to fly over and see how Flossie was doing, which I guess the seagulls didn't really like as they kept swooping by my drone. None of them actually dove at the drone, although birds have been known to take down drones. But it was enough to make me nervous flying above the water, and at least I knew that if I went down, Flossie was there to retrieve my drone so that I could get a replacement, but thankfully I made it back to camp no problem. We got pretty lucky to arrive to our new camp during such scenic conditions, with the tide out exposing the estuary, fluffy clouds with patches of blue sky, and even a rainbow appeared as Flossie was finishing up in the ocean. The next couple days were mostly cloudy with periods of sun and rain, and we spent most of our time working in our vans and taking breaks to go wander about the back roads to stretch our legs and see what we could find. I brought Frank outside to enjoy the sunny breaks, and myself enjoyed the massive tidal swings, the mix of views that included lush green forests, peaks with lingering snow, and of course, this beautiful channel that was protected from the open ocean and was just teeming with life. One afternoon, Flossie had come to my van to go for a walk when they looked across the estuary and spotted a bear. This was absolutely not a surprise, as there were signs of bears all over the place, and I had a lingering feeling since we had arrived that at some point we would likely see a bear across the estuary, as bears love estuaries, and our camp gave us a perfect vantage point to see a bear doing what a bear does, which at this time of year is mostly wander about eating greens. There are lots of bears on Haida Gwaii, but only black bears and no other predators. There are no cougars, bobcats, wolves, or coyotes. and life with the bears is commonplace for the locals. 52% of the landmass and 74% of the shoreline of Haida Gwaii is in a protected area, and with the low population density of humans, it seems that the wildlife here can actually exist as it's meant to. During our stay here, we saw more wildlife than humans, including these two seals who had given Flossie quite the fright on their swim the day before. And with the estuary water being so shallow, it was really neat to be able to see them from the air before we finally headed off on that walk.
So you know how we mentioned bears?
That is a big black bear. Look at these. Yeah, it's nice that the road is soft. So we filmed a bear across the estuary, and then we came for a walk. And I do have bear spray, which I was going to bring before we saw it across the estuary, because I just had a feeling we'd probably see a bear today. So we saw the bear in the estuary, and then it seems to have left the estuary and come exactly where we're walking. So we saw it down the road, and now we're following its steps so we know if it's on the road ahead of us or if it's veered off the road. So we can just be extra aware. It's been raining, so the ground is soft, so the prints are really good right now. Alright, we have done quite a bit of exploring, seen some nice coves, walked a bunch of road. We were trying to find a way out to this boat we'd seen. I have digital backroads map books, so we're following old logging roads and trails, and of course there is a lot of bear footprints in all different directions of different ages, and bear poop of ages spanning probably months. And we were just heading up this Over road, and yeah, all of a sudden the bear was about maybe 10-15 meters away, so it slowly turned and lumbered off, and we are going to go back to camp. First we're going to have a snack,
And I might pick some of these elderberry flowers.
yeah, I'm going to look for a poo bag to put elderflowers in.
But snack time first.
And snacks and water, yeah, and I'll keep a lookout for the bear while we're here. It's thick. Alright, we're just gonna go out onto the road in the open before we snack, because I think the bear is curious of us, and as we went away it came a little bit in our direction. So we're just gonna keep a move on. I don't feel worried about it, but it just seems more curious than anything. But it's a full-size black bear, so yep. Good morning. It is a beautiful day here. I've gotten up and at 'em, and I've got my board all ready to go, all the safety gear loaded on. I just got to pack some snacks and water, and then I think we'll be ready to head out on the ocean. It is a beautiful day here today. It is mostly cloudy, but not forecasted to rain. So yeah, we're gonna go investigate some areas by water we found on foot yesterday that seemed good for diving, so Flossie will be in their wetsuit, and I'm gonna paddle along for the fun of the paddle and support, and just to be safety crew a little bit. So I'm gonna drink my coffee here. I'm just hanging outside with Frank. He's not gonna be coming today because there are some seals out there that are extremely curious, but more importantly, his foot is needing to heal, and he's not due for a bandage wrap. So I don't want to get it wet. And yeah, it's gonna be an awesome day out on the water. I'm so excited to go out in these channels here and see what we can see, and we'll just check it out.
Would you like to come and attach to me, board? Or shall I come to you?
The tide's rising, isn't it?
Yeah, that's why I'm like
This is deeper than you are tall?
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
There's a
lot of sea cucumbers, sea stars, the crabs. Like
It's about 2 meters deep here, probably.
there's probably like at least, I would say 50 sea cucumbers between these two little islands.
That's not actually that big. I've seen bigger.
Don't touch me with it. Very nice. I can still see so many.
Yeah, there's tons.
Dozens.
That's the thing.
Dozens.
You want to always harvest from a place there's a place of super abundance.
Like here, there's so many that if you take your limit, it doesn't dent the
And
amount.
I'm not even sure I want to take the limit because it's a lot of work to clean them. But we'll see.
Yeah. So I got us against the shore. I got 1 foot on a rock. I'm holding Flossie's board either end so it doesn't drift. I'm trying to keep us stationary while Flossie processes the sea cucumbers.
We're processing them because we don't want them to poop all over our boards and make them gross. That is not good for the camera.
While we were getting in the water, there was a tour about to go out, and the guide said he's never seen paddleboarders here, which,
yeah,
lots of kayakers though, but yeah, I'm sure they've been here, but not near as common as kayakers and tourers. What do you got there, Flossie?
a male red rock crab.
So the tide is coming in and the wind has kicked off and the current is strong. So we're going to be taking the long route along the shore back. And we have a bag for crab this time. No more cowboy tying them. So the question is, are we paddling or are we just foraging? Are you having a nice time, bud? Yeah. All right, we are back from our morning paddle. I got my wet pants off. They're airing out, and I got straight into lunch for us. I'm sauteing up some onions right now, and then I'm going to add in a bit of zucchini that needs to be eaten, and I've already cooked some lentils. So it should be quick, easy, and satiating. When I went back to the van last night, the fire pit had like cooling water in it.
Oh my god. There was so much rain after the last 2 days. Thanks for making food.
I could very happily have a long nap in this hammock. Frank is laying in the grass out there. He was just fast asleep before I started talking to you, but yeah, I'm gonna finish this decaf and get up and do some editing for a couple hours, and then maybe go out with the tide again later. But either way, we're definitely having a campfire tonight. I think we're safe from rain, so Yeah, it's been just an absolutely amazing Wednesday, and it feels great to be out for a third time paddling in the past week. So it's a great start to the season. I'm feeling strong, I'm feeling confident, comfortable. Look forward to doing some longer trips, some overnight trips as soon as Frankie's foot is ready.
I would start across the top and just,
Which is the top?
so just across here, and then just lift them up this way so that you can start holding it all in one sheet.
So in here we got water that will boil to cook crab, and Flossie's in their van cooking up the sea cucumber that we processed here as the fire was getting going. It's a beautiful evening. It's really nice that it's clearing up because yesterday was the new moon, which means tonight it'll be really dark, and if it stays clear there's going to be so many stars. Yeah, it's gonna be nice. It's gonna be really good.
Oh yeah, we have a rolling boil.
Grabbing the pot.
Crab pot.
We got nori with rice and sea cucumber and Flossie sauce. You'll have to check out their channel for the ingredients. And a roaring fire. Wow, second time eating sea cucumber. Same spot. Just a couple days apart.
It's got that calamari texture.
I feel like I want this in 2 pieces and not 1.
Are you gonna try and split it? Oh, it knows.
Try.
Har, har, har.
I don't even know if I'm in the frame.
You are only just, if you move it forward, like, perfect.
Oh, it's rotten.
Yeah, but I heard it crack.
Woo-hoo-hoo!
Nice.
Spongy. So we've just been sitting here eating our crab, and Frank just started freaking out and barking. The wind is coming at us. So I think he's picking up the smell of something in the forest or up in the estuary. It is most likely the same bear from yesterday, so we're keeping our eyes out, but I'm not too worried about it. Frank's loud. We got a fire. And this crab will be gone soon.
Yeah. Wish me luck. I'm going to the bathroom.
Okay, good luck in the bathroom. Don't fall in. Don't get eaten by bears.
It's more more
Don't
option,
kiss any frogs.
It's more option B that I was worried about.
I hope you get it all out. This has been a great place to camp. Last time I was on the island, I only stayed 1 night here because I was just waiting for a weather window to climb a mountain, and I wasn't too into just hanging out, and I didn't have paddling equipment, so was really nice to go paddling and to have a big campfire last night, enjoy some seafood while we've been here, thanks to Flossie diving and catching that and knowing how to properly process everything. So yeah, it was really tasty. It was really nice to make different memories here than I have in the past, and it's been really quiet. Today people were cleaning the wreck site, preparing it for the season, but aside from that, it's been really quiet. Just a few tour groups come and go to access the water, but no other campers. So it's been really nice to basically have this place to ourselves, along with the seals and the bear and stuff. But we're going to be departing here in a few hours. Flossie is catching the late ferry back south tonight, and I'm going to be here on my own for I don't know how long, a few more weeks at least. And yeah, I'm excited. Tomorrow I'm getting my van fixed, or at least I'm getting some work done. It won't be completely fixed. There's lots of work, which I will pitch to my new mechanic while I'm there tomorrow doing the front end. Yeah, Frank's just, where is he? Frank's there enjoying the sun and this just luscious grass. It's a little cool actually. I'm wearing pants, a sweater, I had a jacket on earlier, but it's warm enough that Frank enjoys laying in the sun, but cool enough he doesn't get too hot. So it's honestly the perfect temperature for him. And I think in a little bit, Flossie and I are going to go pick a nettle patch that we spotted on a walk and make some lunch. So here is this luscious nettle patch Flossie spotted on our walk the other day. And I've come to pick it while Flossie's finishing work. And then I'm going to make some nettle bannock for us to have as like a final meal together. So anyways, I'm going to do that. I brought scissors so I don't have to get stung this time, because usually I just put my hands in like a doggy bag and I definitely get stung through it. But yeah, came prepared. So that's my best attempt of caramelizing onions on this stove, and I'm going to add the nettle and cook that down so it doesn't sting us. And then this is going to go in this.
Woo!
Wow.
There you go. Oh my god, this is beautiful. What? Did you put yeast in it?
No.
Wow. Oh yeah, look at that. Yeah. And the salt flakes on top.
Both sides. Alright, my stove is just being a little finicky today. It can be really hard to control the temperature, so I have burnt the outside of my piece a bit, but the inside is cooked. I haven't made bannock in so long. Oh, and I'm really hungry, so this is perfect. It was a little sad leaving that camp spot because we did have a really, really good time there. It was a beautiful spot and it was nice to be somewhere mostly so quiet. And now we've come to the ferry, and once we get off the ferry, we'll be going separate ways, which means this is basically the end of our trip. So we came up here to eat some dinner, our empty bowls that Flossie made for us. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And now that we've spent 3 weeks here together on this trip that I pitched to Flossie back in the autumn, months ago, last year, the big question is, would you say yes to another trip with me in the future?
I think I would, because you have been so unsuccessful at trying to kill me so far.
Yeah, this was probably the most consecutive days we spent together without an attempt on Flossie's life by way of absurd adventure. I did lead us up these rocks for a little dinner scramble, but even that wasn't enough to threaten Flossie's life. So
Apparently I like living on the edge, or have some sort of like perpetual death wish. I mean, you have to live life to its maximum potential, and your maximum potential is different to mine.
Yeah, I've seen some stuff. I've done some very questionable things. Yeah. And one of them is not, though, staying here longer. I hope you have a great trip south.
Thank you.
Double ferries. Triple ferry.
Yes.
Small trip. Long trip. Really long trip.
I hope to get lots of
This
sleep.
is the warm-up. Yeah. All right.